What's your experience all about?
So it was actually a very unfortunate event that started off between Russia and Ukraine. We were pulled out for this flight last night, and it was a short notice preparation, but it was a well coordinated effort by the airline, the government agencies, and all the involved individuals into the process, both in India and in Romania. It was definitely a special day to evacuate 250 people stranded in Ukraine who were moved into Romania by the local authorities, the government authorities, and then we were pulled upon for the task for airlifting them back to the country. It was an interesting set of people we had today. Out of the 249, I think probably 200 plus were kids aged between 20 and 25. I was surprised to see how many kids were overseas for their continued education. It was definitely special for us to lift them back into the country.
Any communications between the students and you when you touched down at Romania or in Delhi?
So during our stay in Bucharest, which was the airport we flew out of, we didn't really get a chance to interact with the students, but definitely during the cruise we were informed that it was a scary situation for them. The uncertainty definitely makes it a scary experience for kids as well as their parents back home. So we're glad we could complete this process in time.
You have vast experience of flying. How different this aircraft operating from Delhi to Romania and Romania to Delhi as an evacuation flight?
In terms of the operation, it's quite standard. It's like what we do on a day-to-day basis. Bucharest or any other airport in Romania for that matter is not a part of our route network. So it's definitely the first time we went in. We had prior briefings of how to get in and out. We did experience a bit of local military surveillance flying within Romania, which caused us to reroute about a few minutes to the left and right of the coast to fly about a few miles to the west of the direction that we were supposed to travel into. Apart from that, it was quite uneventful throughout the process.
Any communications between ATC, which is normal, or presses like Air India is moving towards Romania to evacuate Indians?
Interestingly enough, we had quite a good support from the ATC network all the way from Romania back into India through Ankara, Tehran, even the Pakistan airspace. We were given direct routes without even asking for it. Helped us shaved off about 5 to 7 minutes of flying time through that. The flight was done at high speed during the cruise phase of the flight just to make it back as soon as we could.
How challenging this flight for you? Because it was not in route. It is not in route as regular flight.
Right.
And when you were flying, then the fight and war is going on between Russia and Ukraine.
So luckily we did not fly over any of the war zones. That would have been a different experience on its own. The routing network that we decided on, the flight planning, the entire team that worked on it, from the operation side as well as the airline side, with the coordination from the local authorities as well as the MEA authorities in place, we were supposed to fly away from the Ukrainian airspace, which we did, and finally we could accomplish everything in a very safe and efficient manner.
The government has announced that many more flights will, in the coming days, they operate. Are you interested, and are you feel like you go next time for the evacuation flight?
So at Air India, we're actually a part of a very proud legacy of decades. Whenever the nation's called upon us, we've always risen to the task. So if I'm called upon for another one, I'd be happy to go.
Thank you so much, Captain.
My pleasure. Thank you so very much.